Oh god, we've gone back to school, have we? The one place I was gonna say felt safe, and then I remembered the card game we had. Nowhere is safe in Hinamizawa, apparently. Hey there, guys! My name is Nix, and welcome back to Higurashi, When They Cry. Is this one Ho? I think this one's Ho. How? Ho? H. Yeah. I'm gonna pronounce it Ho for now. Oh yeah, I probably should clarify. Chapter 1, in case you're all confused or whatever. Anyway, last time, we played a card game, and they drew over my face, and then I think we had a panic attack. It was just Reina holding a very sharp object. Which, yeah. From reference, I think she does that a lot. Anyway, before we carry on with this, let's go to me in the past for some tips. I know, I've already read them, so I'd say they're insightful, except the article one goes, place I was not expecting. You know, every time I come back to this menu, the fucking tip music is disturbing beyond belief, but hey ho, I'm here to read some stuff, especially about the Hinamizawa Dam project. Let's see how we nearly well, we didn't fuck this up. Let's see how someone nearly fucked this up. October 1975. Okay, it's not spacebar. Is it enter? It's enter. Jesus Christ me. I know it's been a while since I've been here, but come on. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin number... Hinamizawa's Electrical Development Master Plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam was to have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The area to be flooded by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa, Taketsudo, Kyotsu. Yeah, I think that's how. Matsumoto and Yagoichi. Yagoichi? Yeah, Yagoichi. There's no I after the O. Submerged area would include 291 houses. Population 1,251. 1 elementary school. 1 middle school. 1 post office. 1 agricultural cooperative. 1 forestry development lumber yard. 5 shrines. 2 temples. And 1 fishery. If anything, more water would probably make the latter one thrive, but who am I to judge? All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship were to be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land was just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company openly refused. Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power throughout unity. And they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onigafuchi Defense Alliance had been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their home into the lake basin. Onigafuchi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman... Oh, you're really going to throw that at me, aren't you? Kichiro Kimiyoshi. Wait, I feel like I missed something there. I feel like there should have been more toward there at the end. But I definitely only pressed enter once. I'm gonna just reread through that and make sure. No, it 100% ended after just like giving a name out and then was just like, okay, see you on the next tip. Okay, whatever. Where are we? Special tabloid report. Oh, is this the one that Keiichi found? Or... Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder / dismemberment. On this day of this month in the X-Prefecture at the Hinamizawa Dam construction work site in Shishibone. Shishibone? I know it's definitely not pronounced Shishibone. I think it's Shishibone. In Shishibone City, a bone-chillingly gruesome murder / dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam? They probably didn't mean to kill him at first, then why the fuck did they remove his arms and legs? But as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned Investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody could have mistaken as alive. San had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed. One even turned himself in to the police. It was the de facto leader of the group, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the de facto leader feared that the consequences of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them, and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. Had turned simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated. But what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. I'd ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable and bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but X threatened them, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections. But X's plan collapsed in the span of one night. Triple X, as opposed to Double X, who had been leading the whole fucking thing, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down into tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader X's whereabouts is still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by Double X is yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that X had said he was going to throw the body, right arm, into the swamp. X's car was discovered abandoned near the swamp, but there was no clue as to his whereabouts. X didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and used his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he had no car, no one would expect him to have a limited area of which he could have escaped to. But within the station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the swamp when he went to throw the body away. To the locals, that swamp is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onigafushi, the Demon's Abyss, And it says to be and it said that the bottom of the swamp is connected to the hellish world of demons. I just had to double check. I thought Onigafushi was the name of the part of this episode. No, it's Onikakushiki, I think. Steam, answer my questions. Yeah, Onikakushi. So it's not that. Never mind. The atrocious demon from the hell that was X. Could it be that it returned to hell through the swamp? You had to goddamn ruin it, didn't you? The Zijin Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune. Prosperous future. I doubt that latter one, but sure, why the hell not? Business success. Promotions. Ambition. Protection from harm. No one will find where you threw the body away. It'll be fine. Just go back to hell. Satan's probably waiting for you with tea and a high five ready. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guaranteed or your money back. Oh, it's an ad. 27,800 yen. Fucking hell, they manufacture Mikasa clones for less than that. It's a reference to Index. Well, technically it's a reference to Railgun, not Index, but you should watch it anyway. It's a great show. Anyway, back to me in the future. Okay, and with that tip reading out of the way, let's get on with what I'm assuming is Keiichi's daily life. Before everything goes to shit. Because, you know, you can't walk around and ask questions about dead bodies and expect your life to not go to shit, let's be honest. The function of this school as an educational facility is very questionable. I thought we were renting it. I thought it wasn't actually a school. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only thing we do together are warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even there after that. Why would we always play together?
No helping it! Everyone's at a different age or gender.
Mion! Question. Are you wearing trousers or are they just underwear? It's real distracting, I'm not gonna lie. You're no better, Reina.
The only rule was that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising.
All the little kids were gallivanting about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but Board of Education probably forgot about this school.
Sorry to keep you waiting. We're all together now. So what should we do for PE?
Alright! We have all our members gathered now.
Class representative, what should we do for PE today? What should we do?
Mion harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area.
Explosive power and endurance. There are no friends in the world of sports. Unless you're on the relay team, in which case I guess you got 3 others, but shut up! Everyone is a rival! The only thing you can trust is your own body!
The heck do you mean by that? You read too much manga. I quipped without missing a beat. Just like me in real life.
And so we'll be taking a lesson from history!
Questions? There are arguably bad parts of history, so go on.
The tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag!
I don't know if I'd call tag a melee event, but sure. I'll roll with it. It was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much.
Just what I was hoping for! That dunderhead Keiichi-san should be the first one to be it! I won't be beaten. I'll try my best to! You can't beat me!
Why are you guys also into it?
The third rule of our society. You must partake in the game, enjoying it without question.
じゃあこれ部活なのかよ。
Then this counts as a club activity? Everyone smirked at each other. Also, that voice was arguably more suited to Sakoto than Mion, but shush, we'll roll with it. They all seemed pretty confident. And I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any of the girls my own age. Regardless, Mion and Sakoto were looked like they were aiming victory for yeah, let me start that sentence again. Regardless, Mion and Sakoto looked like they were aiming for victory, and Reina was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage.
上等だぜ。
Fine.
ごっこ
Tag.
乗ってやる。
I'm in! My yell echoed across the school grounds. I'm probably down the microphone. I'm sorry for that one. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to avoid being tagged before the bell was the winner. But we didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also became it. So the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. I get it. It's just like Halo, where you had to play the zombie mode with the sword. I get it. The end game will become a hellish siege.
We call this version zombie tag, you see?
I guess I was right. It is just like Halo.
なるほど。
I see.
食われたやつがゾンビ
Everyone
化するから
infected
な
by a zombie turns into a zombie.
なんでそんな怖いこと言うんだろう。
Why do you make it sound so scary, I wonder? I wonder.
レナを捕まえたら生きたまま
As soon as I catch Raina, I'm gonna tear out her entrails while she's still alive.
やだよ、ケイジ。
Gross, Keiichi-kun.
なのや。
That's gross.
Rika-chan placed her hand on Raina's head as she panicked.
大丈夫です。ケイジに食われる前に
Before Keiichi
僕が優
gobbles you
しく
down,
食べて
I'll
あ
eat
げ
you
ます
up
です
gently.。
リカ、それは全然慰めにな
Rika,
って
that isn't
ないよ。
comforting at all.
Both Mion and I nodded deeply.
最初の鬼ゾンビはどうやって
So, the first it. How do you decide who's the zombie?
じゃんけんか
With rock, paper, scissors?
一応授業時間だからね。
Well, it is class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions.
問題を出すから答えられなかったやつがゾンビ。
I'll ask the questions, and the one who isn't able to answer is the zombie.
I have no idea which grade level they're coming from.
6は英語で。
What does the Japanese word for Roku mean?
Isn't that one of the things you get and you put in your TV and you get the TV channels? Huh? I was bewildered by the sudden question. Mion repeated it.
だから答えるの。
So you need to answer.
6は英語で。
What's Roku in English?
6だ
It's 6.
なら靴下は。
How about Kutsushita?
ソックスだね。
アルファベットの後ろから3つ目。
What's the third last letter in the alphabet?
X?
X ですよ。
Thank God.
It's X.
では性別は英語で。
What does Seibetsu mean?
もちろんわかりま
Of
す。
course I know what that is.
それは
It's...
Sakoto cut herself off before finishing the answer. I see. It's quite a lewd question.
さとこは大人だもんね。
You're an adult, aren't you?
知らないわけはないよ、
Of
ね。
course you know what it is, right?
知ってますも
I
の。
certainly do.
知ってるもん。
Of course I know.
じゃあ言ってごらんよ。
Then go ahead and say it.
あれだよ。
That, you know? That.
あれは英語で。
What does that mean exactly?
さとこちゃん困ってる。
Sakoto looks like she's in trouble. Oh, cute.
持ち帰るなよ
Don't take her home.
Anzai
It's a crime. If I didn't nip it in the bud, she might have tried to take her home. Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Sakoto stammer.
さあさあさあ言ってみ
Now
よう
then, go ahead and say it nice and loudly.
あれは英語でなんと
What does that mean?
知ってるもん
I do know.
知ってるもん
I do know. I do know. It's
ザットですよザット
That means previously indicated person, thing, or event. Huh?
は
Huh.
All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see. Well, that certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I would do in Sakoto's position. I'd probably get ticked off and just blurt out you-know-what at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as my enemy, Mion Sonozaki. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted arsehole.
仕方ありませんわね
It appears I have no choice.
しょこの方
Unfortunately, I, Sakoto Hoju, shall assume the role of zombie.
みんな食い殺してや
I
ります
shall
け
eat
ど
everyone.
Seems like she's raring to go.
100数えればいいんですの
All I must do is count to 100, correct?
100数えるのはずるす
Some
るや
jerks
つがい
skip
るからな
numbers while counting to 100.
俺の問題が解けたら
So you can start by chasing after you solve this problem.
ケイチ君簡単なのにしてあげてね
Give her a simple one, okay?
5分の1のケーキと6分の1のケーキと7分の1のケーキ
One
と
fifth of a
一つだけ
cake,
に
one
しました
sixth of a plate, and 1/7 of a cake are all on a plate.
うわ
Oh, no.
分母が違いますですの
There are no common denominators?
Sakoto grabbed a stick in panic and began drawing a cake and fractions on the ground. You know how to draw a seventh? I take it back, Sakoto. Maybe you're not as dumb as I gave you credit for.
ケーキ1個を60秒で食べられるサトコが
If
それを全
Sakoto,
部食べ
who
ると
can eat one
お皿
cake
に
in
はケー
60
キがい
seconds,
くつ
eats
残って
all
いる
of
でし
them.
ょう
How many cakes are left on the plate? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted.
よーいドン
Ready? Go!
On Mion's signal, everyone but Sakoto scattered.
ケイチ君
Ketchi-kun,
それ問題じゃないよね
that wasn't a problem at all, was it?
Sakoto had already lost the moment she started working it out. Yeah, because Keiichi said that she ate them all, so technically there's no cake left to even fucking count, but, you know, Sakoto's not that smart. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Everyone dashed off in the direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills. Like Mion, for example. The fact I didn't realize it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over the school grounds, I saw Sakoto just rising up to start. She was really, really mad. She got tripped up on such a dumb question. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had clear sightlines in two directions that would probably be a good response time if the zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to do during club activities yesterday. Now think calmly, Keiichi Maibara. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory. And going after the weakest player at first is the obvious plan of attack. Meaning, me.
さてケイチさんはどこに
Now
向か
then,
いましょう
where could Keiichi-san possibly be?
逃がしませんことよ
I shan't let you escape!
But of course. What would be the best method to track me down? Footsteps or smell? Or maybe some type of trail? I've made this joke before, she's got no fucking nose to track you by smell. Come on, dude. If I could craftily hide my tracks, then there'd be no trail for Sakoto to follow. but I was no detective. Would I even be able to think of a... would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this?
Tomita! Okamura?
Okamura? Okay.
Have you seen Keiichi-san recently?
What the heck? The zombies on their prey by asking nicely where they went. Tomita-kun and Amakura-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was heading in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with these surroundings. If that's how it was going to be, time to confront this intelligence-gathering zombie. I'd have to counter it in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with the ball.
すまんが伝言を頼まれてくれ。
I'm sorry, but could you relay this message?
北条聡子にご両親が校門に来て
Tell Sakoto Hoshu that her parents are at the gate, please.
Message. Okay.
I stopped the girls as they turned to run off.
待て、まだ行くな。
Wait, don't go yet.
あと園崎美音にもだ。
Also take this one to Mion Sonozaki.
先生が校門のところで呼んでるぞって伝えてくれ。
Tell her the teacher is calling her at the gate. I'm quite the schemer if I do say so myself. If things went well, then Sakoto and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it. But this was Mion we were talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. But that was just fine. As long as it bought me more time. Dance for me, Mion and Sakoto. In the palm of my hand! Having my fill of playing the con man, I look for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I'd only bought myself a scant amount of time. And it might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent I'd started spreading false information through messengers, I could end up being the recipient of one of these messages. Sakoto will probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That would mean there will be more zombies than participants in this game. The virus that was brought about by my mischief could cause an epidemic. All of my classmates would transform into zombies and would only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing up onto the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary I could jump off in 3 directions to escape. It was getting rowdy down there. The lower grades were running around below the shed.
My Bara-san isn't around.
そっちいた？
Is he over there?
いない。
Nope.
ケイイチさんどこ
Where's
なの？
Keiichi-san, I wonder?
お父さんが校
His
門に
dad
来
is
て
at the
るの
front
にね。
gate.
That was definitely a lie. The word gate, the same one I'd used, gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'd still have to search until the school bell.
ねえねえ、ケイイチさん知らない？
Hey, do you know where Keiichi-san's at?
お母さんが急
His
病
mom said he
で大
got
変なんだ
really
って。
sick.
前原さんに伝言だよ。
A message from my Bara-san.
家が火事だから。
They said his house caught fire and he needs to come to the gate.
前原さん家にジャンボ機が墜落したら
Man,
しい
they really need to work on some better lies. I'm no expert, but you'd think some of these I'd notice.
A jumbo jet fell onto the my Bara
警
residence.
察が事情聴
The
取
police
し
have
てる
come
っ
to
て言ってた。
question him.
Anything goes now.
趣味は抱き枕のコレクションなんだって。
They say he enjoys peeping into the bathrooms.
Okay, that one might be true.
夜な夜なベッドで抱きながら寝てるって本
Is it true that he's
当
going
なの？
around every night stealing panties?
Who are they talking about?
ハニハニの柔らかい感触がたまんないって。
Man, these kids are fucking savage. I'm not even gonna lie.
I hate like he wears panties on his head and smells them and stuff.
No way would I do that!
委員長の写真貼り付けたのも春
I
ら
heard
し
the
いよ
class representative Mion was a victim too.
へ
What?
Apparently I exploded. This was your doing, Mion! Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Just hold on. If my underclassmen thought about it logically, they would know it's all nonsense. Small kids don't think about things logically. To them, all those things were true, so they all chuckled together while looking for me. God, I'm slowly slipping into Okabe from Steins Gate. I win, Mion. It's my victory. Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory.
聞いた
Did you hear?
転校生の前原さんって二次元萌
I
え
heard that the new transfer student, my Bara-san, really is a perverted person.
The cost of beating Mion had too high a price. Ah. Oh, someone passed below. That's Reina and Rika-chan.
Rika ちゃんはまだ無事か
Rika-chan, you're still okay?
ななんとか頑張ってますです
I'm getting by somehow.
みーちゃんも鬼になっちゃったみ
It
たいな
seems
の
Mi-chan is it as well.
Mion? Couldn't be. She'd become it because of my little strategy? This confirmed that Mion was behind this relentless message war. Then, this wasn't good.
みーちゃんはなんとか巻いたけどさとこちゃん
We
は
finally got away from Mi-chan, but Sakoto-chan, she's...
さとこは土管のところを探してますからここ
Sakoto's
はしば
searching
ら
around
く
the
は安
pipes.
全ですよ
So we should be safe here for a while.
Upon hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Reina slumped to the ground, breathing heavily, Rika-chan had started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noises when she walked, but it's strange. It couldn't be.
What?
リカちゃん
Rika-chan?
何かな何か
What is it? Huh?
大丈夫ですよ
Don't worry.
I've never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before.
なんで近
You're
寄ってくる
coming
のかな
closer.
来
Why?
るのかなリカちゃんは
Rika-chan isn't-
ゾンビじゃないもんね
She's a zombie, is she?
怖くないです
Don't be scared.
僕が優しく
I'll
食
be
べてあげま
sure
す
to
です
eat you gently. No way!
リカちゃんが
Rika-chan!
Reina was pressed against the wall and Rika-chan lurched forward with both arms out, just like a zombie. Reina quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror. Like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Reina's eyes met mine.
Keiichi-kun, save me!
Zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees, exorcist style, and glared at me.
いたえいちゃん
Found him! I see Kei-chan!
Mio popped out from behind the cinder block wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous when there was one zombie. Being surrounded was not as good.
ケイチさんを見つけたですって
You said you located Keiichi-san?
I could tell that Sakoto was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Reina escape, and now she was burying her fangs in my direction.
Come on down, Kei-chan!
ちゃん
The three zombie girls circled the shed, moaning curses.
お前ら怖い
You guys are scary!
怖すぎる
Too scary.
ケイイチさんの腹渡はどう
I wonder how Keiichi-san's guts taste.
ケイイチさん
Keiichi-san?
ケイイチも僕たちの仲間になってほしいです
I want you to become one of us.
誰か
Someone please save me! I saw Reina apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology. Sorry. Leaving me for dead? Reina! I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Sakoto and Rika jumped on top of me, and after straddling me, they tickled me all over my body. Stop! Stop! Someone's in mild pain.
ってことは、あとはレナか。
So this means Reina is still left.
チャイムまであとなんと
There isn't much time until the bell.
Damn you, Reina! How dare you leave me for dead? The feelings of a zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt.
かわいそうです
It's sad. So sad.
でもこれでケイイチも仲間ですよ
Keiichi's one of us now.
It felt like I'd been bitten by a vampire and was now one of their thralls. It was a strange feeling, being welcomed over to the side that pursued me.
ゾンビ鬼なかなか奥
Zombie
深し
tag is quite profound.
気取ってる場合じゃありませんわ
This is no time to postulate.
レナを捕ま
We must capture Reina.
校長が廊下を歩いてる。
Principal's walking down the hall.
もうすぐチャイムが鳴るよ
The。bell will ring soon.
To devour Reina. I, who had been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary. Except I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night. A vampire! Using the same trick that had tightened the noose around my neck, I used my classmates to further my evil designs. I gathered up the lower grades from around the school grounds.
みんな聞いてくれ
Everyone, listen!
レナが大変なんだ
Reina's in big trouble.
今すぐレナを探して
All
や
of
って
you,
くれ
please look for Reina.
前原さん家にジャンボ機が落っこち
It's a bigger problem than a jumbo jet crashing into your family's house.
Oh yeah, it turned into that, hadn't it? Mion whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame.
ああジャンボ機なんか目じゃない
Yes,
ぞ
not even in the same league as jumbo
レ
jets.
ナン地に墜落したのはな
I
んと
fell on Reina's house.
小惑星だ
It was a space colony!
小惑星ですって
Space colony?
ああ宇宙
Yeah,
人の
it's a real big
予知
disaster.
の限界を解除しまさか俺もそこまで
Everything in
や
a
るとは
100-kilometer radius was obliterated.
しかも続いて
But that's
今
the
度は
only the prelude to this tragic tale.
地球軍の完全な誤算だ
This is the beginning. At the start of a war for the independence of the propagandapality of Zeon. I'm impressed I nailed that one. I'm gonna give myself some credit. The lower grades were dumbfounded, their eyes like saucers at the grand turn of events.
地球なんて
What will happen?
私たち宇
Will
宙
the
人
Terran Foundation lose?
Wait, what? Sorry, what? What? Who?
このままでは地球は壊滅だ
If things go on like this, they will.
しかし
Only one person can defeat the Red Comet.
高速のマッハレなパンチなら小惑星を全て迎撃することができる
Wrong series, but my brain went, were the Soviet Union still around? Is that what we mean by the Red Comet? Only Reina can defeat communism. Let's go, boys!
そう地球軍のトップ
That person is Reina Ryugyu!
リュウグウレナなのだ
The lower grades all gulped. It seemed I made them fully understand that the fight for Earth was lost without Reina.
さあ散れ
Now scatter, comrades! We must find Reina! My comrades in the lower grades let out an enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various directions around the school grounds. Huh? There was still one person who hadn't gone.
でもたとえレナさんでも月を押し戻すことなんて
I thought even the Terran Foundation's impulse wave diffusal cannon. I thought that it didn't work on the Comet Empire.
心配無用だ。
You're close. That's the white variety of those comets.
つい先日もレナは地球
The
に
reason it didn't work
水
is
星爆
because they didn't know the
一つ
weak
弾き
point.
飛ばしている。小惑星の100個や
Of
200個
course,
くらい。
of course.
音速を
Reina knows their weak point all too well.
リュウグウさんって
Ryukyu-san is amazing.
Satisfied with that, she also rushed off to look for Reina. Does seem like there are some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters.
ケイちゃんの才能をおじさんは改めて知ったよ。
Little K-chan's abilities. This old man knows them better now.
Didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, but whatever.
しかしケイチ様やるでございますわね。
How exceptional, K-san.
これは頼もしい。
This looks quite promising.
でもこの人数なら
If we have this many, then we can win.
これだけいれば勝てるよ。
With this many, we will win.
ケイチはゾンビに立候補した方が良
I
か
was
ったと
thinking
思
that
いま
Keiichi
し
would
た
have
で
been a
す。
better Nami for the initial zombie. Nominee even, not Nami.
Rika-chan's word stung a bit, but I'll let it slide for now. Not even Reina would be able to escape the entire class. As a result of everyone's thorough search, Reina was finally cornered in the back of the sports equipment shed.
怖いよみんな。
You're all so scary.
ケイチ君まで
Keiichi-kun too.
怖いよ。
So scary.
Probably was scary being chased around by the entire student body. All of the lower grades closed in on Reina, saying she was the only one who could save the world.
みんなが何を言ってるのかわかん
What
ない。
are you all saying?
レナはパン
I can't control the mech.
レナ
Reina, how could you leave me for dead?
覚悟は
Are you ready to pay for it?
さっきはごめんねケイチ
I'm sorry about the Keiichi-kun, but
仕方な
I didn't have a choice.
おとなしく食いつく
Do
ため
not
でございます
resist.
の。
Let yourself be devoured.
みんなで仲良しですよ。
Let's all be together.
さあレナ
Now, Reina,
念仏でも
say your
唱えな
prayers.
Reina had stumbled onto a mat, trembling with tears in her eyes. I closed in, associating the situation with a similar, particularly immoral one made my pulse quicken just a little bit. Sakoto and Rika-chan were both wriggling their fingers. They probably wanted to tickle Reina. Reina, wanting no part of what she knew was about to happen, went stiff with fear.
ケイチ君はみんなみたいなひどいことしない
You
わ
wouldn't
ね。
do mean things
しない
like
よね。
you wouldn't do mean things like everyone else, would you? Would you?
さあどう
I wonder. Now then,
覚悟は
are you ready?
いいよ。ケイチ君なら。
So long as it's Keiichi-kun.
The face she made as she resigned herself to her fate made my heart skip a beat.
ケイチ君はひどいことしないって。でも
Keiichi-kun won't do horrible things to me.
But he won't move. This has to be some sort of anti-zombie mantra. The second my sense of reason chimed in, the beast inside me died instantly. And there was the bell. Game over.
Yay!
やったやっ
I did it!
た。生き残ったよ。
I survived!
わーいわ
Yay! Yay!
Reina pranced around merrily as if a curse had been broken. So daylight broke in the nick of time, and the evil zombie army disintegrated into dust. And so the heroine survived. Well, that's how it goes in the movies anyway.
What are you postulating about? This is all because Keiichi-san was dawdling about! Punishment is required.
I was subdued by Sakoto and Rika-chan and once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles. How do you count tickles out? Forgive me! Forgive me!
And the award for surviving goes to Reina, Ryugyu, and Mion Sonozaki! Yeah! Huh? Mi-chan wasn't a zombie?
Oh, you motherfucker, you pretended to be it, didn't you?
Only pretended to be one. They say you need to deceive your allies before you can deceive the enemy, you know?
Mion, you little!
Yeah. Hurry up and change, alright? I'll be late for next class.
Let go of me, Sakoto! Rika-chan! Ah! Having my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swore I would have Mion crying for mercy next time. Well, class is never boring, I'll give it that. Oh, we about to go dig out Colonel Randy? Is that what we're doing? Oh, I was gonna say, whose house is this? It's mine. Well, you know what I mean. After arriving home, I quickly made preparations to head out once again. I had agreed to meet with Reina and dig Colonel Randy out of the mountain of treasure from before. Mom, do we have any work gloves? I need some towels too.
Oh, they're in the shed out back. The towels are by the sink.
Alright, now I was ready. Looking at me, my mom stared quizzically.
What's going on, Keiichi? Where are you headed to in that getup?
If they come to the dump again illegally, he'll be buried completely and it'll be impossible to dig him out. And if that happens, Reina will undoubtedly go after the Colonel Randy in front of the fried chicken place in town. Bit of excavating, so my classmate doesn't become a criminal.
Well, don't be out too late.
Mom returned to the kitchen with a puzzled expression still on her face. Yeah, I can imagine. Cutting through the woods as a shortcut to the dam side, I ran into someone. It was Tomitaki-san. Probably taking pictures of wild birds again with that precious camera of his. Couldn't be that that's all he took It couldn't be that all he took pictures of was handsome young men in the twilight. Hey, long time no see. Keiichi-kun, right? My due regards. I expelled the rude imagery from my head and greeted him without inciting anything. By the way, was that girl an acquaintance of yours? He was probably talking about Reina. Guessing by the way Tomitaki-san was shaken up. What was all that about? He was walking around with a bared hatchet. And she was laughing with a huge smile across her face. That was Reina, without a doubt. I expect that she was grinning in anticipation of taking Colonel Randy home. I hid myself because I thought she might be dangerous. Should I call the cops just to be safe? Well, it certainly would be quite the spectacle for a girl of her age to be roaming around with a hatchet. Tomitaki-san's reaction was the epitome of logical.
いいんですいいんです
It's fine, it's fine.
ほっといてください
Just leave her be.
また犠牲者を探して
She's wandering around looking for more victims. Tomitaki-san was alarmed at my crass response. Well, it's probably hard for normal people to understand, Reina. I'll just toss out a bunch of baloney.
富武さんがここで殺されたら多分犯
If
人
you
は
were
あ
to
い
be
つです
killed out here, she'd probably be the one to do it.
せいぜい嗅ぎ回らないように
Try not to
する
snoop
ことです
around
ね
too much out here. With a condescending smirk, I started off in the direction of the dam site where Reina was waiting. Before I got too far, Tomitaki-san abruptly called out to me.
ケイチ君、それよそ者の僕への警告の
Is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? I didn't mean that seriously. I did try to make it obvious, but...
せいぜい気をつけること
I'll try my best to be careful. Leaving only those words behind, Tomitaki-san turned around and left. I didn't really mean to call him an outsider. I really wasn't implying anything when I said that. It was only meant to be a joke, but I felt like I'd said something bad. Oh well, on to Reina. Here's hoping she hasn't murdered someone who also wants to take Colonel Randy from her. Ah yes, I recognize this junk pile. Keiichi-kun!
待ってたよ
I was waiting for you. Let's try our best today.
I understood what Tomitaki-san was trying to say. Somebody gallivanting around while waving a hatchet around certainly seemed dangerous.
ナタは鞘とかをかぶせて持ってこい
You should put a cover on that hatchet when you're in public.
不気味はさすがにまず
It's
いだろ
not good to carry it around in the open like that.
なくしちゃったみたいで
Seems that I lost it, so there isn't one.
Thinking about it, there really was no need to keep up appearances. Everyone in Hinamizuwa probably already knew about Reina's eccentricities. She's probably the only person who could carry a hatchet around Hinamizuwa and could not be considered suspicious.
まあいっか
Oh well,
そうで決めるぜ
let's finish with this today.
最後の針をぶっ壊せば
If we bust through the last beam, we should be able to pull him out.
準備万端
I got everything we need.
任せとけ
Leave it to me!
Okay.
I took the hatchet from Reina and made my way up the unstable slope.
待っててねランディ君
Just wait, Colonel Randy.
今ケイチ君が助け出してくれるからね
よっしゃ下がってな
Alright, get back.
一気に蹴りをつけてやるぜ
I'll finish this off in one go! A solid thwack rang throughout Hinamizuwa, as if the job was being done by a lumberjack.
どう
How is it?
うまくいきそう
Think you can do it?
無理そうだったら無理し
If
な
it
く
looks
ていい
too
よ
hard, you don't have to strain yourself.
ここさえ折れればあとはなんとか
If
な
I
る
can break through this, then we'll be good.
今日は気力も充実
I have plenty of power today.
いける
I can do it. But this adversary was more formidable than I'd expected. First of all, I'd never used a hatchet before. During a school camping trip, I had wanted to split the wood, but lost to rock, paper, scissors and wasn't able to do it. Because the spot where I was standing was so unstable, I soon became tired and decided to take a break. Reina had already spread out a top and laid down some tea and sweets.
大丈夫
I'm fine.
もう一息
I'm almost there.
今夜レナが寝るときに
I'll
は
make sure Reina can give Colonel Randy a good night kiss
お
tonight.
休みのキスができるようになってるさ
ありがとう
Thanks.
ランディ君おやすみのキ
Give
ス
Colonel Randy a good night kiss.
そういえばレナも転校生だっ
Come
た
to think of it, Reina, you're a transfer student too, right?
前はどこに住んでたんだ
Where
よ
did you live before? I asked her nonchalantly while drinking the tea. I had thought she lived here all her life.
お 東の方だよ。
Kanto.
ここほどじゃないけど、やっ
It
ぱ
wasn't
り
as
田
rural
舎
as
だ
it
った
was
か
out
な。
here, but it was still out in the countryside.
She had some fun going out and collecting Pokemon before she came here to commit murder. I know, Kanto is a real place in Japan and it's where Kanto was based off of. Y'all don't need to yell at me.
なんで引っ越してきたんだよ
Why did you move here?
南沢に
To Hinamizawa, I mean.
ほらここって
You know, this is pretty far out in the boonies.
ケイチ君はなんで引っ越して
Why
き
did
た
you
の？
move here?
お父さんの仕事と関係
Does
ある
it
の
have
か
to do with your dad's work?
うちの親父がアトリエを
Dad
移したい
said
って
that he
言い
wanted
出した
to
んだよ
relocate his studio.
こういう山奥がいいって
He's been saying for a while that somewhere deep in the mountains like this would be perfect.
アトリエ？
Studio?
ケイチ君のお父さんって
Is your
芸
father an
術
artist
家
or
さんなの？
something?
風景画ばっかり描いてる
He paints the scenery.
年に2回くらいは
Seems that twice a year he opens a gallery for the stuff he does. When he started, his works were displayed in an industrial I'm having a bad time tonight for some reason. Probably because it's late. And I haven't done this for 2 weeks in my defense. When he started, his works were displayed in an industry plaza in Tokyo. But now they're exhibited in the Makuhari Mess. He's determined to have them displayed in the Waterfront International Exhibition Hall.
それってすごいね。
That's amazing!
今度レナにも見せ
Let
て
me
ね。
see them next time.
I was too embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know what kind of pictures my father painted. Well, eventually I would. I picked myself up while giving some vague answers.
でも楽器途中の転校だったんでし
You
ょ？
transferred in the middle of the semester, didn't you?
大変じゃなかった？
Wasn't that a hassle?
別に
Not really.
都会ってのには飽きて
I
た
was
し
getting bored of the city anyway. I was trying to get answers out of Reina, but I ended up being the one giving out all the answers. With a bit of a wry smile on my face, I grabbed the handle of the hatchet and headed back to the work site. The air grew colder as the sun slowly set. The Higurashi began their song, as if telling me to stop and head home for the day. Just a bit more. Today, I would end it. When I first started, I chatted with Reina as I worked, but now I didn't have that luxury.
ほら
Ah!
てめえ
You little...
ちくしょう
Damn it! I'd swung the hatchet countless times today, just like this. Contact. Shards of wood splintered. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes. I recalled that passage from the tabloid. One hit with something like this would smash someone's head in. Axes and pickaxes were not meant to be swung at people, ever. With one last swing, the beam cracked apart. The weight I put behind the hatchet not only split through the beam, but smashed through the statue's shoulder as well. The arm came off with a sickening sound. It clattered down noisily, stopping at my feet.
Oh.
Ah.
どうしたの？大丈夫？
What's the matter?
怪我したの？
Are you hurt?
ごめん
Sorry.
人形の腕壊しちゃった
The figure's arm. I broke it off.
なんだ。ケイチ君が怪我をしたんじゃないか
I
って
thought
思っちゃっ
Keiichi-kun
た。
hurt himself.
I probably had a really guilty look on my face. Reina said that without a hint of dismay as she smiled.
ガムテープとかでくっつけて、その
You just
上
need
に
to
上
tape
着を
it
着
back
せ
on
る
and
も
put a coat over him.
の。絶対わからないよ。
Nobody will even notice.
そっか
I
じゃあ引っ
see.
張り出そうぜ
Let's pull him out then.
そっち持ってくれるか
Can you get that side?
Okay.
They still hadn't found one of the arms. I laughed dryly at how pathetic I was for considering the arm flopping down and rolling to my feet felt like such a bad omen. Both Reina and Mion knew how sickening that incident was, so they pretended like they didn't know. I had looked it up all by myself, and shamefully enough, I was scared.
情けないぜ前原圭一
You're pathetic, Keiichi Maibara.
よっしゃレナ
Alright, Reina!
一気に行くぞ
Let's Let's do this in one go.
せーの
Ready, and...
Woo! We did it! We did it, Keiichi-kun! Yay!
The right time to give 3 cheers. The moment of 2 days of work bearing fruit. He who was brought to Hinamizawa covered in filth to meet his end. Instead, we were able to welcome him back. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Randy. Your new master is a pretty decent person.
わあ、ランディ君だ。やっぱいいよ。
He really is cute!
It didn't matter that he was dirty. Raina nuzzled him cheerfully with her cheek. I was dead tired, but seeing Raina's happy face made it all worth it.
じゃあ手伝うから持っていこうぜ
I'll help you carry it
まずいだ
back.
ろ
It'd be too bad if it gets dark.
そうだね。
Yeah, right.
ケイチ君、本当にあり
I
が
really
と
want
う
to
ね。
thank you,
こ
Keiichi-kun.
の恩は忘れ
I
ない。
won't forget this.
恩返しは何がいいかよく考えて
I'll think real hard about how you can repay me.
どんな恩返しだろう。
I wonder what kind of repayment.
恩返しだろう。
I wonder.
For now, I'll just hold back my evil cackle. We were ready to take it to her house, but we couldn't go like this. We rolled the statue up in a top and lifted him. Well, that's sus as fuck. And so, Jack and Jill went down the hill carrying a human-sized body bag and an unsheathed hatchet. I was gonna say, perfectly normal in Hinamizawa. I prayed that we wouldn't run into Tomitaki-san. If he saw us here and took a picture, we'd have to get rid of him. Really? Really? You put LOL in your visual novel? Is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? Something struck me as odd about the words Tomitaki-san. Something struck me as odd about the words Tomitaki-san, unable to grasp my sense of humor had left behind. Only 1 tip? Huh. What kind of name is Raina? Well, since this is where I've been cutting my episodes, like when it gives me the option to, I'm just gonna cut it here, methinks. Thank you all for watching this episode of Higurashi. I know it's been a goddamn while since I posted anything, or did anything on the internet. Sometimes just life gets in the way. Life has a tendency of doing that. But hey ho, over Christmas I should be able to get a couple more things out for y'all. Who knows, maybe I'll even try an actual game and not a visual novel. But that's for me to decide at a later date. If you like the video in any capacity, please feel free to give the video a like down below. Leave a comment on whatever you feel like at this point. And if you want to keep up to date with whenever I post other videos, be they of whatever, I don't know at this point, yeah, you can feel free to subscribe to the channel. In theory, YouTube sends you alerts as to when I post videos, but I don't think they do anymore. You have to press the bell button as well for the alerts, so really all pressing the subscribe button does is you made me feel good about myself, so thanks in advance for that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I've been Nix, and I'll see you on the next one. Laters!